All right, so today we're going to deconstruct something pretty interesting. It's a proposal to put AI right in the classroom to teach kids how to speak English. A company is offering to roll this out to 100 schools, and we've got our hands on the actual document they're sending out. So, yeah, let's just jump right in and see what it's all about. And this really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, if you're a teacher, a principal, or even a parent, you know this struggle. How do you get a whole classroom of kids, all with different levels of shyness and confidence, to actually practice speaking out loud? It's a huge challenge. And this is exactly the problem that this new technology claims to have an answer for. So, just to be clear, for this whole breakdown, we're going straight to the source. Everything we're about to talk about comes directly from this offer document sent by a company called Leaders Desk to school principals. Our job here isn't to judge it, just to unpack it. Understand what they're proposing, how they say it works, and what results they're promising. Okay, so before we can really get into the solution, we got to understand the problem they're trying to solve. And the way this document frames it is really all about what you could call a classroom confidence gap. And this quote, pulled straight from their pitch, absolutely nails it. It really gets to the core of the issue. You've got this two-sided demand, right? On one side, you have parents who want to see and hear that their kids are getting more confident in English. They want proof. And on the other side, you've got schools who are desperate for something simple, something they can run every week that actually gets every single kid to speak up. So what's their answer to this confidence gap? Well, they're calling it the AI communication gym. Kind of catchy, right? Let's figure out what that actually is. Basically, think of it like this. It's a special class period, once a week, that runs on the classroom smartboard. An AI acts as the coach, guiding students through different speaking drills. It's literally designed to be a workout session, a gym, but for their English-speaking muscles. And when you look at what it covers, it's actually pretty wide-ranging. It's not just about getting kids to talk. It's designed to hit all these core skills: pronunciation, building their vocabulary, grammar, and even listening comprehension. And the whole thing is driven by these instant prompts from the AI. Now, you might see this term in their materials, CEFR aligned. Don't let the acronym throw you off. All it means is that their curriculum is benchmarked against a big international standard for language skills. For a school, seeing that just means, okay, this isn't random. It's structured and follows a globally recognized path. Okay, so we get the product. It's an AI gym for speaking. But what's the actual deal they're putting on the table for these 100 schools? This is where things get really interesting from a business perspective. So the first thing the document does is establish the value. They frame this as a huge investment on their part, stating that the whole program is worth about 1 lakh rupees per school. So remember that number, 1 lakh. Because here comes the hook. For the first 100 schools to jump on this, the cost to get it up and running for their grade 6 students is zero, nothing. They literally call it a 0 rupee MOU. And that contrast, right? The 1 lakh value versus the 0 rupee cost, that's the entire foundation of this offer. So what exactly does free get a school? Well, they've packaged this as a whole done-for-you solution. It's not just the software. They're including teacher training, a dedicated WhatsApp support group for quick fixes, and even things like city-level awards to boost morale. The whole point, the big takeaway, is to make this a complete no-brainer for a school, as simple and risk-free as it gets. But how does this actually play out in a busy classroom? Well, the big promise here is simplicity. They're pushing this idea of 1 period, 0 prep for the teacher. And they lay out the process to be super, super simple. Step 1, the school signs the agreement. Step 2, the teacher gets a login and just launches the session on the smartboard. From there, students just take turns coming up to the mic to speak. The AI handles the rest, even mapping who spoke back to the class roster. So no complicated setup, no managing 100 different student passwords. Easy. And what about the tech needed? Well, they've set the bar really low on purpose. The document says all you need is a smartboard, or hey, even just a regular TV. Add some speakers and a basic microphone, and you're good to go. This is a big deal because it means most schools can probably use what they already have without needing a big, expensive tech upgrade. Now, this next part is a massive selling point, especially for overworked teachers. The whole system is designed to be teacher-light. The idea is that the AI does the heavy lifting. It creates the content, it gives the prompts. This frees up the teacher from having to prep a whole new lesson. Their job changes. They become more of a coach, just encouraging the kids and keeping things running smoothly. All right, so let's say a school does this. They implement this zero-cost, zero-prep system. What happens next? What's the payoff? Well, the document is very, very specific about the results, framing them as things you can literally see and hear. And they're not vague about it. They're setting hard targets for just 8 weeks. In 2 months, they promise, schools will see every single student taking a turn. They'll hear a clear improvement in pronunciation, and they'll physically see a change in confidence, kids speaking louder, steadier, with less of that stage fright. Then, they wrap all these promised results into this neat concept they call the impact flywheel. Here's how it's supposed to work. Every kid speaks every week, right? That builds real, audible confidence. Parents notice this and get happy, which leads to positive word of mouth in the community. That buzz, plus some awards and branding, is supposed to ultimately help the school boost its admissions. It's a cycle where one good thing feeds the next. And they really lean into the branding angle here. They're telling schools, hey, you can market yourself as an AI-powered school now. They suggest using photos and videos from these sessions as proof and using any city-level awards for some great PR. So you see, it's not just about what happens inside the classroom, it's also about helping the school build its brand on the outside. The whole timeline is built for speed. I mean, they're saying a school can sign up and have its first live session running in just 1 week. And by the end of 2 months, the goal is to already be collecting glowing testimonials. But, and this is a really important detail, look at what happens after week 8. A paid test, the AI bet, gets mentioned. This is the key to their business model, right? The free program is the on-ramp, the gateway to a paid product down the line. So after breaking this whole offer down, we're left with this really big question. You have a zero-cost AI tool that promises real results for students and a marketing win for schools. Is this kind of model, the free try before you buy that leads to paid services and data-driven learning, is this what the future of education technology looks like? Is this how new tools are going to make their way into our classrooms? That's really the big idea to chew on here.